Hi there, Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bosk's Bounty video, and welcome to another episode of Only One Bosk. First of all, we're just going to say hello to my good friend Nick, who is my co-host on this series. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm all right, Tim. I was going to say it's a bit like Vic Reeves, my colleague, Mr. Vic Reeves. Hello. Any English people will know what that is. Anyway, so sorry, Americans, if you don't know what we're on about. Anyway,
you're all right, yeah?
Yeah, good man. Very good. Very good.
Feeling a bit better now?
Much better, yeah. Way better. Way better. Good. And also, smell is coming back, which is good. I didn't think that was going to be the case, but still, back already.
Awesome. Right, to everybody that's watching, we are on episode 5 of Only One Bosk. We're actually doing episode 2 figures, so a little bit confusing, but that's just the way it's all worked out, so sorry about that. If you happen to enjoy the video, don't forget to drop a like down below, because it does help the video and the channel. And also, as always, we want to know your top 5 in the comment section below, and if you've got a worst, let us know that as well. That's what myself and Nick are going to be doing in this video. We're going to be going through our top 5 of the Attack of the Clones figures and card backs from the vintage collection, and our one worst as well. And I don't know about you, Nick, but I just think that we might have a bit of a crossover on this one. Other videos, we've had lots of different cards that we like. When I was going through them, I was thinking, I think he's going to pick that one. I think he's going to pick that one. But we don't know. You may have picked some left field one because you didn't want to pick the same. I don't know, but we'll go through them anyway.
I'll tell you this, Tim. I think of the two films, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, I don't think we're going to clash as much on this one as we will on the next one. I think we will clash on Revenge of the Sith more. But I don't know.
There is some standouts in Revenge of the Sith, without a doubt. But I kind of got that feeling when I was doing this as well. But we shall see.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. This is the one I think we're going to be maybe different on. But who knows?
All right.
We'll find out.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So as always, you're the guest, so you can go first.
Okay, I'm going to put this one first because I don't have it loose, and I wished I did. It's an amazing figure. This could be first or higher than 5th. And it is Jocasta Nu.
Ah.
So this is all legit, Tim. I know that we discussed this last week, didn't we? It's obviously she's not a numbered figure.
No, but she is counted, yeah.
Of course she is part of the look at that. See? Vintage collection. This ain't no vintage saga or VOTC nonsense.
No.
So anyway, lovely card back. I'm actually surprised this potentially could have gone first. I swear to God, Tim, it could have gone first. Look at, I'm trying to read your reaction now, like where you put this yourself. Anyway, love it. You've got the figure debut thing there. The figure is awesome. I wished this was like, say, available on Tungori or somewhere. And what else about it? Yeah, you do get that accessory with it as well, which I might open that soon. I never did. The bust of Dooku.
Yeah.
And this, of all cards, is very like that one of Obi-Wan from Kenobi. You know the one I mean?
Big time, yeah.
Very nice card back, that one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And in that thing, it's from Brian's Toys, isn't it? The exclusive, I believe. In that, you get the proof card as well, do you not? Have you got the proof card? Does that come in there?
When I bought it, whoever sold it to me on eBay, and it wasn't there. It wasn't included. So
right.
I got
mine's. I haven't even opened the box of mine yet. It's just there as like an item. Do you know what I mean?
But do you know what? I'd be interested to know what I paid for that, because it didn't come with the proof card, so I was missing something. I've still got the box and everything else, and mint Dooku bust, but yeah.
Okay, so that's your number 5. My number 5 is, and I do apologize, I've only got the reissue to hand. The other one's packed away somewhere, but I've gone with VC45. Now,
I'm glad you've made your top 5. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, we've talked about this figure a lot over the, because of the sort of, I always think he's like an quite animated style, but I also feel the Attack of the Clones is very animated as well. And I think we are in agreement that this figure definitely looks better with the Phase 1 helmet. And I'm glad we're getting a new Phase 2 clone, and I'm hoping that they do the helmet sort of scale justice. But this one for me is in the top 5 because I just love the arena scene. I love that image, and the figure is the best Phase 1 clone that we have. And I'm a big clone fan, so
yeah.
That's why he's up there. I've got a bit of glare there, so I'm trying to avoid that. But yeah, he's in my top 5. in 5th place. So decent figure. We've had that multi-pack of them, which is great set, by the way. All the different head sculpts in that set. Really like that set. So yeah, he's in 5th place.
Cool. Now my 4th place. I'm just thinking about changing the order here.
Oh no, you're not allowed to do that.
well, you don't know what I've got anyway. What difference does it make? I'm just thinking about this. No, I will go with it. I've got him next, and it is, funnily enough, it is your guy. Just now, I've got him. I was going to put him in 3rd, and you'll see what my 3rd is in a minute. And it's a figure I don't even have loose that I've put in 3rd place, but I can just tell it's a good figure. But then again, you can tell she's a good figure, but I couldn't put her higher because I don't have her loose. It's like a bit of an illegal vote or something. But no, this is brilliant. This, I think I like it better than you because I don't know. You've always said it's skinny. It is skinny, but this one gets away with it because of the helmet size. Those phase 2s, man, they're top heavy as hell, aren't they? But I always looked at this and I thought it's so sleek and scaled, and I love the fact that you can remove that helmet because they've always gone wrong with removable helmets. But that's just. And also, Tim, I don't know if anyone out there has got one of these that yellows, but I don't think he will because it looks to me like I don't know, man. He looks like he's coated. Like
I agree. I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen one of those yellow. Yeah,
because the ones that were the shiny, like those ones that are really nice that you like, the ones from the whatever it's the Legacy of Saga, whatever it was.
Yeah,
go back years. They've got that shiny plastic that
they have.
Do that because it's like the chest in particular is the worst.
Yeah, no, I never actually thought of that, to be honest. But you're right. I don't think I've ever seen one of those yellow, which is good. We've seen the helmets yellow, like the 212th.
Oh God, yeah.
That because that is like a rubbery. It's a different plastic, isn't it? But you're right. Yeah, the body doesn't. The bodies don't seem to yellow on those, which is obviously good for longevity purposes. So that's your 4th place. Looks much better unpunched as well. Than
I didn't also say, I'm really sorry, Tim, about the image as well. I love that image because it is from the movie, but they've cropped it, right? Because it's you do see him walking backwards, but he's more in the distance, a bit like Bom Vimdim. You do see him. It's almost like they've cropped it, and that's why he looks a bit fuzzy. You know what I mean? I like that in a way. Real.
4th place. My 4th place is.
Oh,
I've gone with VC29 Kit Fisto. And this is one that I don't have loose, and I would love to have this figure loose as well. And yeah, great. As I say, Arena again. I love Jedis. I love that battle for me was perfect. Clones versus clones and Jedis together in the arena, all kicking off. Perfect. And that's a good scene as well, isn't it? That's where he pushes C-3PO, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not smiling in that image though. I'm quite glad he isn't really. It's something cheesy about that. Well,
yeah. And there's something about the eyes on the figure compared to I don't think that's representative of that version of him, is it? Is that more
you're
like
nicking my script, Tim? You're stealing my
am I?
Script. My lines. No. Every time I talk about him, I'd say the same. But go on, sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, that's fine. But he is one that I would like to have loose to add to the other Jedis that I have. And yeah, I can't really say much more about him really. Green lightsaber, what can't go wrong, can you really? So there you go.
Oh, so you're a big fan of greens as opposed to? Is that what you prefer? Right? Yeah. You were green lightsaber guy.
Luke Skywalker, green lightsaber, yeah, every time, man.
I don't know what it is. I love the blue. There's something about that, about Return of the, obviously New Hope, and then you see Luke with it again. I don't know, in Empire Strikes Back. So I'm a big fan of the blue. Anyway, moving on to this is my 3rd now. I figure I don't have loose, Tim, but I swear to God, I wished I had this loose. It looks like it would be amazing. I'm a big fan of Nikto's as well.
Yeah.
And there he is. Look at him. I love that. Look, he's like, they sometimes do robes that are ragged, like Darth Maul's was ragged, and Darth Nihilus had a ragged, ripped robe. So does he. God, I mean, I don't know what he goes for now in the secondary market, but I'd love him loose. Again, you've got the arena there in the background, blue lightsaber. Yeah, I mean, I love all the Attack of the Clones. Any ones that are in the arena, I have in a row. You know what I mean? So it's like almost that you've got what's the word now? Like a time. What do they call it now? A movie. What do they call it?
Our
What's it?
storyboard.
Storybook.
Type.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. Yeah, brilliant. VC49. There you go. You got the history on the back as well.
So that was
that I do have loose, Tim. Sorry, that one I do have loose. That's a decent figure as well, actually. That's quite nice. Sorry.
That was your third, was it?
It is, yeah.
So my third is.
Wow.
Well, I'd said at the start, I did have a feeling that we may clash on a few of these. Because I just thought when I was looking at them, there is some really standout ones. And I'm just like you, I love the Niktos. And when you saw Return of the Jedi back when I was a kid, you always associated those characters like bad guys, Jabba's goons, henchmen, you know, and then one's a flipping Jedi. I think that's awesome. Do you know what I mean? I love that.
And there's a weak way Jedi. I've got him. I need to open him. I must do that soon.
So I'm with you. I do not have this one loose. I would love to have this figure loose.
It's a lovely light robe as well, isn't it? Sandy. It matches the arena. Yeah.
And as you say, the arena, the previous one I picked Kit Fisto. So, you know, can't really say any more about it other than what really. But yeah, he's definitely in my top 5. Number 3.
Then again, the Super Battle Droid has got a good card as well in the arena, but the figure not so much. So I'm telling you now, he's not in my top 5.
He's not in mine either.
Hey, hang on, spoilers.
But I did look at it. And think, oh, you know, that card back is great. That's the thing.
My mind. It's a good framing, should we say, for the card back. You know, it's good or you know, tight mid shot, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, have you seen my? Have I just shown you what it was? It doesn't
Spoiler
matter.
alert.
So my number 2 is I chose it as number 2, not necessarily for the card back, although that is what you always think of Kit Fisto doing in that movie, the force push. But that figure is amazing. I do have it loose where you don't. Am I right? You don't have that one. They could do with repacking that in the Genndy Tartakovsky line. But the figure is amazing, and it's very. Did you say before you said about the eyes? Revenge of the Sith. I mean, that moment where he comes in with Samuel L. Jackson, and they're all like swaggering, man. They look pretty darn mean,
and then get taken out all too easily.
I know, yeah, they do. But I mean, one thing I don't like about my example is that he is facing. He looks like his head's cocked.
He is a bit, isn't he? Yeah.
One I opened is probably one of the most expensive figures I have opened. You know, it was like 41 quid. You know, I just had it. I couldn't sell it on eBay. This is years ago when I opened it. So that's why I have him loose. But it's expensive to open figures at that value, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got a feeling that one might be reissued next year with the 20th anniversary thing that they're doing. I could see that. That'd be a good one. Or either, as you said, you know, repaint him slightly and do him in another Genndy.
Yeah.
Because I know you did a video about what they could do in that. And I think there is enough like figures in the TVC for them to repaint to do that possibly.
Can I just say, Tim, thanks for watching.
Yeah. I always
appreciate it.
Right. So that was your number 2.
Yeah, it was.
So is your 1 going to be my number 2? We'll find out.
I know, and this is still good though. We were talking to him about this, the fact that, you know, when there's not many cards, we might clash, but I still like this. You know, what we match in on and order of stuff. My
number 2, I don't think you can leave this guy out really for Attack of the Clones. It's Mr. Jango Fett. I think a lot of people would like to see them do a new Jango Fett, considering those like new Mandos that we've got. If you could get a definitive Jango like that, wow, you know. And I wouldn't even mind it, dare I say it, if they did like a deluxe version of him as well and gave him loads of accessories and stuff.
Yeah.
Have him loose. Maybe even in that deluxe pack, a young Boba. Maybe. Don't know.
You should work for Hasbro, Tim.
Just throwing it out there, you know. I think that's a good idea, you know. So you'd get an all new Jango. But anyway, this one is pretty good still, but the card back is immense. This is one of the best card backs I think in the whole line. He's just awesome, man. And I just couldn't not put him in VC34. He's in my second place.
Show us the back of that again, Tim, because I'm going to show you this on the backs. But speaking of this, is the VC45. They got that wrong, Hasbro, if you're watching. Everyone knows this, but that's not the first one that came out. The first one that came out was like your one, the sneak peek one in the
Sneak peek in
Power of the Jedi. So that one, it's mad, isn't it, really? I mean, who's doing the research there? Anyway.
They've gone wrong a few times, haven't they, I think?
Yeah, well, you know, we're none of us, and Pobody's no effect. But anyway, so my number one, I wonder if this is your number one, Tim. I chose this character because of the card back being kick-ass and also the figure as well. I don't know why I'm pausing. I was going to say something. I'll just show you. It's Sam Wessel.
Yeah, she's great.
I'm trying to read your face.
I'm just going to tell you she's not my number one.
Oh,
but
good.
It is it's phenomenal.
And I'll tell you why I didn't choose Django. He did cross my mind. He never even made the top 5 because, you know, I do like the card back. It's very dark, though. And if the, you know, I would love it if they had a card back of Django. You know, when he spins around and says, Boba, get on board. And he's got his helmet on and the reins, all that would be great. Something like that, close-up shot of him. And also, that lovely sculpt they've got now for the clone. But this is a beautiful figure, full articulation, all those accessories. And it's good to see tick some points there with it being a female character. tick some points. Well, I don't know if you want to leave that in or not, Tim.
2%, 0.2% of my viewers are female, so I think you're okay.
But no, do you know what? You can put her anywhere on the wall. It's the same with Jocasta Nu, to be honest. It's like she goes well anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I have her next to Django on my wall. Yeah.
I mean, it could have been mocked up that for all we know, but it still works. It just looks real. I don't know. It's good. Favorite.
Yeah, and I think that would probably have been my my 6th pick. I think so. It's not my number one.
Interested to know what you've chosen though.
Well,
I think it's going to be something I've already. Yeah.
No. This I just love this one. This I'm going to show it in a second, but I love it for the colors. Why have I picked this as number one? I just like it. It's just, do you know what? It's just, I just like it. And like,
oh, and yeah, do you know what? I knew,
I
thought of you when I saw it on my wall, Tim, and I thought, do you know what? I bet that's in his list. Sorry, go on.
I'm a clone guy. I like the clones just in general. I like having an army of them. I love the blue lieutenant, and I don't know, the card back, it is a bit animated, but as I said before, that whole sequence is really so animated. It doesn't, I don't think it really holds up that well anymore, especially like if you watch the final few episodes of the Clone Wars animated show, that's almost like what Attack of the Clones is like, 20 odd years ago or whatever. But no, I just love this one. It had to be in there. As we've talked before, I don't have any issues with this body with the phase clone, with the phase 1 helmet, really. He is a little bit skinny, but as you say, he does get away with it because of that helmet isn't oversized.
I can understand why you've chosen it.
It's just going off on the card back. I think it's brilliant. So that is my number one for Attack of the Clones. And
I like as well, the expanded universe one of Fordo. That's nice. It matches that style where you say, it's almost like got a comic element, hasn't it? It's like, check this out, this image of what was, and Obi-Wan's the same as well, isn't he? He's got that kind of like,
the
one in the Clone Wars line, anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they are nice.
So that's our top 5. I think we clashed on occasions on what's in our top 5, but there were some surprises. Zam, I'm thinking now, should I have had Zam in my? She is a great figure and card back. I think maybe because it's quite a small.
She's quite petite, but it's got and you know what? Her peg holes. It's quite topical about peg holes. Her peg holes were good, but I think they're in her toes as well. Are they? I can't remember. Yeah, but it's just the detail, isn't it? It's like all those kind of
she's a great
like
figure.
Bosk, that with all the
Do you
plugs and
do you have
everything.
her loose?
I have, yeah. I think
Yeah,
I
see,
opened her off.
that's another one that I don't really. So
I think I had a duplicate at the time, and I sort of ended up opening it, but not at retail value. I didn't buy her. I think I
no,
got it cheap on eBay or something, and it was punched.
yeah, no, she's a good one. She's a good one. Right then, so that's our top fives. 5 great choices on either side. What is your worst Attack of the Clones
Well,
figure and card back?
I think it's probably what you have as well.
Might not be.
Well, do you know what? I mean, I don't know if I've brought this down by accident, but I've actually brought down the reissue.
Oh, I know what it's going to be.
Which is actually a better figure, and it's a really good figure. Actually, I've got that loose thanks to the reissue factor, because it used to be dead expensive, but it's really more about the card back. Yeah. At first glance, you think, "Wow, what a great looking card back!" But if you do look closer, you can just see how fake and
it is big time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, there's sorry, I'm cutting in on you here.
No, please. I've cut in on you plenty of times.
Like, when you think about some of the figures that we're missing from Attack of the Clones, and we've got Anakin in his, I mean, it took them ages to give us the one that we got recently.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's a really good figure. And I was thinking about, should I have that one in my top 5? It's quite new, quite fresh, but the card back, I think, lets that one down a little bit.
You can see a saber.
But this one, the card back is pretty poor, as you say. But also the figure is like, why have we got Anakin in this outfit? He's in it for no time at all, and it's also when he's at his most sort of annoying, really, isn't it? It's all that lovey.
I'm in charge of security here. Hold on, Senator. Well,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like butting heads. Yeah. But why did they? Why? I mean, I know that. I mean, the frost has thawed a little bit, because I was quite angry about them bringing this one back, because they have now given us what we wanted: normal Anakin Jedi Padawan. But why did they bring this one back? This is more of a head scratcher than, say, the Padme, because the Queen Amidala one, at least, that was an amazing facial sculpt. But that one,
and the one that goes with this, the Padme in peasant disguise. I was looking at that one thinking, maybe that's the worst, but then at least that's like a decent card. Like the card back's better. Yeah. So that one couldn't have made it. But she, for the same reason, it's like, why do you need, like, if you're making the vintage collection, why do you need this and that scene, like, as figures? You need Padme from the arena to go with, like, the clones and the Jedis that you've released. I never understand that thinking of, like, it's supposed to be the world building line. So give us some figures that are from the same bit of the film, rather than, I still can't get over those two. Like,
I mean, whose decision was it to do that? You've actually made me even angrier now, because you reminded me about the number 1 in the orange card. Was it number 1 in orange card line? That Padme arena, yeah. That's absolutely ripe for carding. Put it in the TVC, and the image would be great as well. But having said that, the image for Bespin Leia could have been great, but look what happened there.
Yeah.
So they might have chosen the bad image for I don't know, man. But
if you think, like, we've got that Anakin now. If you had the Padme, you've got the 2 Jedis or whatever, instead of this and the other peasant disguise one, you could have had, like, another one of the Jedis, like, Trebor Coleman or Coleman
Luminara,
his name.
Luminara,
Luminara's in the Black Series or whatever. You could have had that on a card back in the vintage collection, as opposed to that. I just never, when I think of those two, I just think they're just bizarre choices for me.
I was thankful we got Luminara in the Clone Wars, but yeah, she really, it's a sad shame that she's not with Barriss, isn't it? You know what I mean? And to have them together.
Yeah. But I was rewatching the episode we did last week with the Phantom Menace, and I was annoyed at myself why I didn't mention this at the time. And it was when I was talking about the Mr. Flannel guy, that pod racer. It's like, who sort of decides that it's a good idea to give you that pod racer when you haven't got Watto in the, where's Watto in the vintage collection? Like, that's for me is just bizarre.
Well, like, I think in defense of Mr. Flannel, it's because he, had never existed as a figure, maybe. So they thought, well, which pod races haven't we done? So And then
Possibly, yeah.
quite memorable, isn't he, when he's doing his little banging on the console of his pod racer or whatever.
And
I think that's him.
yeah, but it's like, you know, we haven't got all of the pod racers, have we, in the vintage collection? You're missing Sebulba.
That would be great.
It's just, yeah, just bizarre. Anyway, we're going back onto the Phantom Menace now, but I just thought about that, like, what characters would I have made instead of, you know, so instead of these, so, you know, like other Jedis in that arena, Dooku maybe, definitely, you know, there's so many that they could have chosen apart from like some like 5-minute outfit, you know.
I mean, that's a whole nother video, isn't it, when we talk about what we should and need, you know, in and Dooku would always be number one. That's just criminal, isn't it?
100%, yeah.
Outrageous.
Yeah. And he did well in the SWTVC guys bracket. So, you know, if Hasbro are sort of taking note of that, then, you know, in 12, 18 months time, hopefully we'll get that, you know.
Do you know what would make me really sick, though, if they say brought him out, and they shouldn't ever do this, but if they brought him out on a Revenge of the Sith card,
yeah,
well, at least he's out, but that would be my third choice. It would be, you know, maybe Clone Wars would be quite interesting, but definitely Attack of the Clones is, I've just got all my, it's like, you feel it, don't you? Like with the colors and tones of these things, like these characters just bounce off the emblem of the card, and
yeah,
you know what I mean? The emblem of the movie, sorry. And I've always had it in my head that that's the first time you see him, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, you want him with those. Well, I don't know. Like I think of a few different images that you could have on the card back for Dooku. You know, maybe the moody sort of colors of the lightsabers when they're having their duel and what have you. That would be a pretty good one. There's loads of images I can just picture of that they could use for Dooku.
Well, just very quickly remind me, you know, the Anakin we've got that we wanted. I always imagine him having a lightsaber. I can't remember. Does that car? Is it just him stood in the darkness? I can't remember what that image is like now.
It is, yeah, and it's got sort of like a purple sort of like reflection on his head. It doesn't look right. Yeah, I can't remember whether it's.
I would have loved that.
Is he in front of one of the Tusken Raiders' huts?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. But I think I don't know whether the scene of him is from the Dooku encounter, and then they've plonked him in front of one of the huts and photoshopped it up, because the lighting isn't right for wherever his lightsaber is. The light isn't right for the reflection, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it
looks a bit weird. There's different light coming in from other places and what have you. So it is what it is. You know, we can pick the bones out of these things, but it's just good that they ended up, you know, eventually gave us that one, wouldn't it?
I wonder what there's an image of him when he's in the droid factory, when he's just like standing still. He's just, you know, doing a bit of action, and then he's just holding his saber up. That I've never tried freeze framing that to see what it would look like maybe for a potential card back, but anything like that would be quite good. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, that concludes our top 5 for episode 2, Attack of the Clones, with our worst, which we were in agreement with there. I think that's definitely the worst one, isn't it? But thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate that, and of course Nick's link. The link for Nick's channel will be in the description below, so make sure you subscribe to his channel. Once again, Nick, thank you for joining me on this, and I can't wait to do the Revenge of the Sith. And I think we may clash on that as well. I think there's some obvious standouts in the Revenge of the Sith, but you never know. Still fun to do it. So thank you so much for joining me. Thanks everybody for watching. As always, join us on next week's episode, and we'll see you on the next one.